Here we are, Brad. Where are we? We're at the site of
Bradstock 1 and 2, which is my backyard, as you can see.
Yes, this is the site of the very first one. And it was amazing because remember when we first talked about it, we were just going to have a little platform over there.
Right.
Okay? And it was just going to be a small party. And then before you know it, the night before,
In typical Bradstock tradition.
all of a sudden these friends of ours that were carpenters and people that wanted to be carpenters and everything, before we knew it, we had a big stage built basically right along the back of that
Yes,
fence there over
fence
there.
Much smaller than the current stage.
But now, how did Bradstock actually start, Brad?
Well, Dan, you tell me.
There is, it's been so long ago. I
Yes.
think we have several versions to the
Right.
story. It was just before Woodstock 2.
Right.
Okay, is what it was. All right, the 25th anniversary of Woodstock.
94.
And
Yeah.
and 94, right? And there was all this hype with it. Pepsi Cola was sponsoring it, and had bumper stickers, and it was real commercial. But it was Brad, myself, and our good friend Fred Fryer,
Right.
all right? And we were in some dive bar as usual. We were in there enjoying a good drink there.
Right.
And the three of
Or
us were,
two or three.
we were talking, and Brad was making fun of us because I was getting Fred I wanted to go to Woodstock too. So Fred and I were making arrangements. Fred was excited, yeah, we're going to go, and this is going to be great. And Brad was there saying, oh, this is ridiculous, it's all commercial, the Grateful Dead aren't even going to be there, why do you guys want to go to that? And we got into this big discussion on why we should go, and Brad's talking about we shouldn't go, and we're having a few laughs about it, okay, a few jokes about it. You were trying to get me to have a party at my house in Sayville,
Okay.
and I was saying, come on, Brad, you're the one with the house, why don't you just got this new house, let's have a party there. And we were laughing about it, and then I think it was Fred who said, oh, if we have a party at your house, Brad, we'll call it Bradstock, because we were goofing on, Bradstock, Woodstock 2. So we got a big laugh out of Bradstock there. And then, I was thinking, why don't we really do that?
Said I can buy a couple of kegs of beer, and at that point, or even before, Dennis was obviously going to be the one setting up the music.
And then, like the week after, I started getting phone calls from musicians of bands I never even heard of. And they said, oh, I hear about this Bradstock thing. Can we play at it? And I'm like, what are you talking about? We were going to have some little party, but the word just got out that we were going to have some kind of concert or something, which was really never the intent. We just wanted to have a party of just our friends. So we sort of put together a little schedule, and we had a little lineup, and then we ended up having about 6 or 8 bands.
Black Light Seizure.
Red Seizure was one, yes.
The Mesa, according to the great
Dick Relander.
By the grace of God.
Yep.
What was the band Smoking Toad that rocked the house the first year?
Oh, right. We had Fracas the first year too.
And Fracas.
The performance art.
The original Fracas, which I still remember people looking at in bewilderment saying, what the heck is this? They could not figure out what was going on with Fracas.
People just started doing things. That's how the whole volunteer thing came about. Guys volunteered, they built the stage. We didn't even think about that. People volunteered to go and get the keg at Jonathan's when we ran out of beer. People donated food the first time. We had all the grills going. And I remember at the end of the night, which was just so touching, when I was saying, all right, we got to go home. The police told us to keep it down and trying to get everybody out of here. Somebody passed around a pot, literally a pot, I think from your kitchen or something, and people started putting money into it. And it was just people passing around. They actually brought it up to the stage at the end of the night. And then when we counted it, I think there was a couple of $100 in it or something. And then that's when the next day or a couple of days later, we said, what are we going to do with this money? And that's sort of when we had the idea and said, you know what, let's do it again next year. So that's really how I remember it getting off the ground.
Right? That sounds pretty much the way it happened.
Close?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Good mix.
With it. But,
and then, like you say, just every year we've gotten a little bigger, and after the second one in my backyard, it got the the momentum of it, we said, we can actually charge money and donate money to charity.
Yeah, after the second year, we realized we can't have it back here anymore because it was just so crowded here. And then, we decided to move on to bigger, better places, and that was we forget the tough things. We searched maps and all over Long Island for a site, and nobody wanted us.
No.
Okay, no one wanted us. It was very
Long Island is not festival friendly.
It's just too much of a suburbia out here, and we couldn't really find a site where we could have live music. But we did stumble across this site right in our own backyard here, Meadowcroft, right on the border between Sable and West Sable, which is the John Roosevelt House, which is just a beautiful place. And the county hesitantly allowed us to have it there, and we got away with it for 2 years.
Yeah,
okay, and it was
2 years before we got the letter saying you're no longer welcome back here.
Yes, we got the boot there.
And that was when we thought that would be the end of Bradstock.
But one of the reasons we got kicked out of Meadowcroft was because of
Balloon Marty?
The church was right next to it, St. Anne's,
right?
Who we got along with great, and there was a wonderful
Used
reverend there.
Lot.
He was a great guy, but people objected. We started a program, and Allen Ginsberg had died that year. We had all good intentions just to put quotes of a great poet in there, and I guess someone got a hold of the program and complained to the priest or the reverend there that the poem was pornographic.
And I read some of the pornographic poetry you had in your program. And we got all sorts of complaints, and so no, you'll never be able to use our parking lot again. Well, after we got the letter from the county stating that we were no longer welcome at Meadowcroft, we once again started saying, where the heck can we, by now we had been up to, I'd say, about 500, 600, 700, 800 people. By the second,
at least.
Bradstock 4th. G. Gordon Healy, radio star from WUSB, who was from the area of St. James, I think initially mentioned it to you, Dennis, that his flower fields, this big area of hundreds of acres with not much going on.
That we never knew existed.
Right.
We weren't sure.
Somehow we went down, I remember walking around looking at a few different sites saying, yeah, this is great. But we had it there, and that was hose charges. That was where every day we could hit, to hook up to electric, that's $500. To hook up to water is $500. Oh, you want a hose, that's another $500.
And then by the end, we were like bankrupt because they just nickeled and dimed us for anything that we wanted.
Right, so after 2 years at Flower Fields, both due to the cost and due to them pretty much saying they were going to
the boot.
Yeah.
Yes.
More we once again were homeless, and I know I had given up, and that's when Brendan McCurdy stepped in and worked with the Doug Shaw from the Maritime Museum.
Again, we searched all over Long Island for a site. We talked about
Tuso's
Fire Island
property out on the Belfort.
Numerous hours.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just draining. Again, we were almost ready to give up.
Yeah, I think I had given up.
And then Brendan McCurdy, by the grace of God, he got this idea for the Maritime Museum, and we had a good friend there, Doug Shaw, who was the director of it, and who welcomed us with open arms, but he didn't have the final say. We still had to get county approval, and we were a little burnt out doing it, but Brendan had all this renewed energy, and I was a bit pessimistic at first, thinking this is a long shot,
right.
And all of a
Certainly
sudden it started
smaller.
working out. It just ended up to be a perfect site for us. Right on the Great South Bay.
Yes.
I mean, that's
Beautiful site.
That's what we started saying, what can we raise money for the Great South Bay and in the environment? So it was just great to be back there to give us a little bit more focus. And then when we got there, that's when we really beefed up, again, more volunteers with certain people helping us out with environmental groups and different groups. That's when the Coast Guard got involved, and the South Shore Estuary came and set up a table. The Peconic Baykeeper with Kevin McAllister actually comes out, they set up a table, but we have a whole row of environmental groups that set up a table and give out information.
We also obviously do the big food drive for Island Harvest, and I think we're up to, I think they say over a ton a year of food is collected.
Last year we collected over 2,000 pounds, over a ton, and the year before was definitely over a ton. Well, so that's a little bit on how Bradstock started, but the better question would be, how will it end? And right now I don't see any end in sight.
Thank you, friends. Appreciate that. That's the spirit of Rosine.
Life is a long highway, and what you do each and every day is important, and to live for that day, realize that working hard and following your heart is in itself a reward. That small is beautiful, that a thing of beauty is a joy forever, and all good things come to those who wait. It turned out to be a gorgeous, perfect day.
Thank you so much.
If you listen and you pay attention, you can find the beauty part in just about everything and everybody in every situation. And that's the key.
Happy Bradstock.
Hey, have fun.
How you doing? Programs here, get your programs.
That looks familiar. Last year?
Yeah. What a surprise, huh? The first time I came to Bradstock last year, and all of a sudden I'm looking at this one, and there it is, man. I'm like in the crowd.
behavior.
All right, how many Bradstocks have you been to?
Actually, I have been to all 13 Bradstocks. No shit, no doubt. All 13. Yeah, it's my 13th Bradstock.
Hi, Bradstock.
I'm probably gonna have to drive out of here. There's an after party at Bailey's. Yeah, I'll probably.
Reckoning has been some of the
Reckonings.
greatest
Yeah.
highs at Bradstock.
I'm the man from the mountain. Won't you come on up? I'm the plowman from the valley with his face full of mud. Yes, I am fumbling, and I know my car won't start. Yes, I am stumbling, but I know I play a bad guitar. Give a little chance from your loving curve. Just one drink and a fall down drunk. I'm the man who walks the hillside in the sweet summer sun. I'm the man who brings you roses when you ain't got none. Well, I can run and jump and fish, but I won't fight you if you want to push and pull with me all night. Give a little drink from your loving cup. Just one drink and a fall down drunk. I feel so humble with you tonight, just sitting here in front of the fire. I see your face shining in the flame. I see your mouth kissing me again. What a beautiful bird, what a beautiful bird. What a beautiful bird. What a beautiful bird. Oh, what a beautiful bird. What a beautiful bird. 'Cause I am gritty, gritty, and my shirt's all torn. But I would love to spill the beans with you till dawn. Give a little drink from your loving cup. Just one drink and a fall down drunk. Give a little drink beautiful boy. Oh, what a beautiful boy. What a beautiful boy. Thank you, Bradstock. Thank you, Bradstock.
Thanks a lot, everybody. We love you guys. Thanks a lot. We'll see you all later.
Our tribe is getting larger, man.
The circus is coming to town again. Just when I thought it was over, they tore down the big tops, cleaned up the sidewalk. Last empty popcorn bag was blown away. I'm not ready for more lying tales. The trapeze artist can fly. The circus is coming to town again, and the scary clowns want me to die. Ferris wheel spinning high and around, waves of laughter crashing on the ground, bouncing back up, hitting me straight between the eye. I got a bullseye for trouble right on my head. Come on, step right ahead. The circus is coming to town again. Just when I thought it was over. That old cotton candy moon is out tonight. I can taste it on my lips. Touch it from the top of the roller coaster with my fingertips. I'm all out of luck, I got no place to go. Spent all my money on the last freak show. The circus is coming, I gotta go. Maybe I found my home. Oh, the circus is coming, I gotta go. Maybe I found my home.
See you all
Thank
next
you.
year.